Hello everyone, this is Gary with your cards of the day on this sunny Monday morning. And if you're particularly knowledgeable about tarot decks, or you're particularly observant, you might notice something interesting in the three cards we have today, because they're all by the same tarot author and creator, Ciro Marchetti. We have a card from his first deck, the Gilded Tarot. Then we have the second card is from his second deck, the Tarot of Dreams. And the third card today is from his third deck, the Legacy of the Divine Tarot. His Gilded Royale, which he's got planned, which is a reworking of the Gilded, isn't available yet, but I'm really looking forward to that coming out. Anyway, your first card today is the Queen of Wands. Now, the Wands is the suit of fire, and that is the main thing that I get coming out of this card, is the element of fire. She has a wand in her hand, so it's as if she's ready for whatever is to come. She's also guarding and nurturing the element of fire in this beautiful torch, which, if I just change hands, that we've got up here. So what the feeling I get from this card, because again I tend to think of queens as being very nurturing, the feeling I get from this card today is that this is all about nurturing the inner fire within us, really crystallizing that element, making use of it, developing it and bringing it forward, really sort of eliminating and burning away any of the difficulties or the challenges that we might face today, but also, as I say, nurturing ourselves with warmth and with compassion. Because if you think about fire as an element, it has a destructive side and it has a constructive side. The destructive side is that it burns down things, it burns down bridges, it burns down obstacles, but it can also, if unchecked, it can burn down things we don't want it to burn down. So there is an element of control needed. On the nurturing, on the positive side of fire though, it gives us warmth, it can be used to give us light, as in a torch in a dark cave or tunnel, and a lot of things in our lives wouldn't be possible without the element of fire. So there is a balance to be struck. Now the second card that we have today is the Knight of Swords. So I'll try to get him so you can see him. There he is, and you can see that there, that is the Knight. Now the Knight of Swords is a very active and very moving character. Now interestingly, I don't know if you can see this, up at the top here near his sword is the astrological symbol for Aquarius, and that is really standing out in this card today. Now knights are about action, movement, and swords in particular, he is one of the fastest moving of the knights to my way of thinking. You can see his horse has wings, just like Pegasus in the Greek myth. So what we're dealing with here is bravery, we're dealing with action and movement, but we're also dealing with the thing that swords is particularly associated with, which is thinking. We're dealing with really looking at situations and using our intellect, thinking about them, looking at them, and really working them out. Aquarius is a sign of knowledge, of in a sense, the eternal fountain of knowledge. So my thought on this card for today is to use our knowledge, use our wisdom, use our intellect, and act. make sure that we're using thought, but we're turning thought into deed. That to me is the Knight of Swords today. And the third card I couldn't quite believe when I drew it. It is our Queen again. Now, it's unusual, to say the least, for this to happen, but we've actually got the Queen of Swords in 2 different decks. She's come up. Now, interestingly, the image in this card is very different. If you compare, the image in this card is very different to the image in the other card. This Queen is much closer. She is directing her attention outwards towards us, as, to be fair, is the other Queen. But the things, when I looked at this card really closely, and I'll bring this up here so you can see it, the thing I was particularly drawn to was her earrings, which contain both the symbol, the triangular symbol for the suit of fire, and they also contain this little gem under here, which is the symbol of the sun. Not very easy to see on the camera, but it is there. And again, this makes me feel, the sun in particular, makes me think of the nurturing aspect of the Queen, the warming aspect that she has. And also, with this card being so close in, unlike the other one, I feel this particular Queen is looking at the inner nurturing side, really maintaining and developing the fire within us, where the other Queen is more the external use of fire. So if we look at what we have today, we have Queen of Wands, which is readiness and use of the element of fire externally to strip away all challenges, to burn away all challenges and difficulties today. We have the Knight of Swords to use intellect and knowledge, but act swiftly and decisively once we know what we're doing. And we have the Queen of Wands again, but this time looking inwards, nurturing ourselves, nurturing the fire within and warming ourselves, compassion in a sense. We have the outward action here, and we have the inward action of compassion here. So I hope you've enjoyed these cards of the day. As always, please drop me some comments and let me know what you think, and perhaps give me some little stories of how the Queen of Fire arrived in your day today. I want to wish everyone a really happy and blessed day, and love and light to all.